Shalom, shalom, shalom. Tomorrow is one of the Gregorian calendar holy days, which we don't celebrate because we celebrate the Kodesh times of Elohim. However, as far as Delaware is concerned, yeah, I'm sure people saw the story about the DMV. And not that people care what my thoughts are or other people. Oh, we're so quick to respond. They didn't have the head of the troopers unit or different things like that, or anyone like that, or the station and branch and things respond. But you did have the governor, the mayor. No, I don't even think the mayor responded. But you had Matt Mayer respond, you had McBride, you had Blunt, Rochester respond, you had Coons respond. Mighty funny, those people, those four, who are always a part of military operations and stuff, wanted to do a quick response. Anyway, and they labeled this guy a hero. However, for all you men out there who have families, who have children, who have wives, do you go in broad daylight to a facility that you know has camera feed and target a trooper, shoot that individual twice, as though I'm just going according to how it was reported, how it was written in the report for Delaware online and other news sources, and the way they wrote the report. Yeah, there was some footage, there was photos of shots in the glass and things, but according to the way they reported it, the individual went in, he had a specific target. There was no, not that he was going to be shooting other people, but shot a specific individual twice. Who was a trooper, who was a coach, who had, so it makes you think of other things going on. You know, would a person go in broad daylight with that intention, knowing there's two outcomes? You go to prison or you get shot. Must have been a lot of stuff that's going on. No lack of consideration for the person's family on either side, but just for there to be some considerations of, there are instances in the word where if there's wives or anything like that, or children involved, you know, expect that Elohim would get vengeance when there's things that are harm's way. In regards to whenever I am in Wilmington, could we just already cease with the spells? And when I'm in the middle part of Delaware, could we also cease with the spells? Literally, people have done spells and they're under slumber, trying to run me off the road. Last week I had military, it would be kind of like military grade equipment. Not an average person would have this to do an attack against my vehicle. And the week prior, on the road, once again, to mess with the technology in my vehicle. And not your average person would have that. So that was done 3 times within I'd say 7-day period. Could we stop with that already? Could we stop with the divinations? Could we stop with the people who are on YouTube and other things, shadow banning accounts and messing with banks and all of this kinds of stuff, and trying to make it seem like they have power and authority they don't have? And one of the people who were doing divinations earlier, coming back up from before, with their cigarette smoke, and then the other person with their heaviness on their back, and the other person with the issue with their legs. I know one individual has an issue with their legs, and then you other people who have communicated with these social media influencers, these political spokespersons, these journalists. I know you by your language. I know you by your language. And that was a little bit funny to hear some of these people speaking. But it was a little funny to see them kind of to do their rendition of me. However, stop replicating me. Stop thinking you can replicate me. Stop mimicking how I respond when I'm usually talking or have a conversation and I'm saying, you know what I mean, Elohim. Yeah, you know what I mean. And the individuals know who I'm talking about. You know who I'm talking about. We're not friends. I'm not a part of the Dems. Definitely not a part of that plantation. They're still perpetuating. I'm not a part of the other side. I'm for Elohim. And other people have tapped in, did divinations, try to listen and have a conversation, brought that up in the public light, bringing it back around to Elohim, bringing it back around to the word and scripture, because they realized, I guess, and other people attested to, no, she really cares about Elohim. It's not no funny stuff with her. She just genuinely believes Elohim. She believes the word. So all of these other gimmicks and skits going on, they can stop. But on the other side of that, as I was watching some of these podcasts and different things like that, I mean, listening to a couple, it was quite literally a couple, just two. But I laughed and I said, Elohim, is that what some of this nonsense is sometimes? It's not catty. It's like dogs barking. It's like little chihuahuas, one going after the other. And I quite literally had a vision of this a number of times. And I said, okay. They need to just stop arguing with each other. Stop arguing with each other. Stop reciting other words. Stop calling each other retarded because of the sayings that somebody else uses. I've said that in conversations when these people have been trying to tap and get information and stalk and harass me and have communications against my consent. I've said certain things that are that way because deafened by the definition, not because, I just don't like a phrase, a catchphrase or whatever someone uses, or a slogan that they use. Anywho, I was like, these people need to stop arguing with each other. Like, stop barking like dogs. Tit for tat. They brought up the pettiness. I appreciate the honesty at times. And I was like, Elohim, you're so funny because this is so like watching kids play in a playground. This is so like being around children. And it's nothing new under the sun. And Elohim went to show me that no matter what age, like, the life cycle is the same. Those same ways they are as children is the same way they are as adults. Like, even when I'm watching babies and seeing babies. So yeah, all of these stuff that happen at these farmers markets, that happen in Wilmington, and happening in the middle of Delaware, that happen in other parts, like, people are going out of the state or different things. It's like, come on, stop the military stuff. Stop the barking like dogs with other journalists. Like, come on. I know that there's people standing up for themselves with regard to, as I would say, of my own self. Like, you're coming at me. I didn't give you consent to have these conversations with me. I said I was going to advocate for X, Y, and Z, not that. And not in that context. And as I had said about, no, I wouldn't work. I'm not on a team with anyone. If I was going to be in an army, it'd be the army of Elohim, 1. And yes, there are people in the army of Elohim, 2. But also, if I were on a team, it would be a team that was like David. Like Sovereign David's team. Or like the Maccabees team. And I mean, historically, those who followed Elohim. Or Lewi, the Kahuna. I would not be on a team with people who, like, don't have honor for Elohim. So all of this, like, mimicking. Come on. It's like, it's a part, sometimes people say, oh, it's a protection thing, and other people it's like, we're getting their truth out there, and other people it's like, they're just using it, and other people it's like, they just bought it out, and other people like, they're just doing this and doing that, and other people like, I'm so mad you keep making them rich. And the only reason they're concerned about being rich is because they're Judas. Judas was concerned about Miriam using the alabaster oil because Judas was a thief. And Messiah said that. So some of these people are like, they're helping you, and they're helping your family, and they're helping the community, they're helping government. And then other people are like, I'm just trying to prove to you, you work for us. I'm just trying to prove to you the Delaware Democrats were all using you. The political community was all using you. YouTube was all using you. You're a part of the political community. You're part of the sphere. You're high on the influence. You're blah, blah, blah behind the scenes. Like all of this different stuff, which doesn't matter to Elohim. So why should it matter to me? All of these things, what matters is what the Father desires. And I say these things with, like, they know. You're already listening in, you're already following, you're already doing this, you're already doing that. I say these things with the word, with scripture. Like doing the thing that Elohim has called you to do and desires for you to do. But don't turn around Republicans and then do what they did in election season for Kamala Harris campaign. Like Turning Point USA. Don't turn around and do the same things that they did last election to try to bring in celebrities and all that. I was like, do people not see like this is the same thing? Don't turn around and use closed elections to cheat and put people in positions of office that should not be there because they're not overseeing the well-being of people. Do not create scenarios because you look like you need a win in the public eye. Like, don't create we got that. We've sent a whole army of policemen to this location where a situation was already diffused. Like, just different things. I'm not saying like the safety of people, but also knowing it was a specific target. Just different things of, I said, you Elohim, if these people, if these governors, if these mayors, if these senators, if these representatives, if they truly were with Elohim and wanted to be righteous, do you think they would still be stealing people's content? Do you still think they would be saying they're using people and utilizing their ideas? That they're trying to keep, and people say they're trying to keep you and your family and other people poor. Keep you under the radar. It's protecting. It's not protection. They're trying to keep you in this state because they're trying to utilize you for what? Their talking points. How many times have they said, oh, you're a body double for the representative Middletown and in other places. You're a body double for McBride. You're a body double for these people. They're taking your words. Oh, and that woman, she's not going to lose out on the election because of you. How many times have they told me these things? And if they were righteous, or if they had any Elohim in them, if they were truly lovers of Elohim, believers in Elohim, they would not do that. You wouldn't steal if you really were with Elohim. You wouldn't steal someone's talking points. You wouldn't steal their ideas. You wouldn't steal their word. You would take the account of, you know what? That law being enacted, for example, recognizing that the word says there's only two genders and we're going to uphold that. And it's for the betterment of the people because of X, Y, Z. We've already seen these renewals of people's minds, of their day-to-day things. And it's actually bringing more peace into our communities. And this is a good thing. Why it would be good? Because Elohim is good and it's of Elohim. Being a real servant, being a real leader, being a real believer of Elohim means doing those things and being honest. Not, we can't wear our heart on our sleeve and I can't be honest and I can't let people know that I agreed with the president, or I agreed with independent person, or I agreed with a person of belief, or I agreed with this or that, because Because of what? Because I'm my political ticket. Because I want to be president one day. Because I want to go to the White House, I want to be Supreme Court, I want to be judicial, I want to be whatever politician, whatever cop, whatever you want to be. That you're so focused on the titles and those concerns. And even with regards to children, if you were doing righteously, then yes, you would remove certain people from positions who you know are prostituting out children. There's literally laws for that. I don't care if a person is a teenager. There are laws for that. Young children, there's different things. There are laws for even drugs and different things like that. There are laws. I saw a guy in the store the other day who said his shirt said caffeine pusher. Or caffeine dealer. It said caffeine dealer. Why? Because we all know caffeine is a drug. We all know processed sugars, in a way, is a drug. We know pharmakia, according to the scripture, pharmaceuticals, it's drug. It is literally drug sorcery in the word. So if you wanted to be truthful and honest, there are moves and actions that have been taken that align with scripture. And from what I've seen so far in the own areas that I've been in, it's brought more goodness. Those things that have aligned with scripture. But to the other things where there's still this like hiding and masking and manipulations and oh, I want to have the title and I want everybody to think that we're the ones that got the win and we're the ones that thought this up and we're the ones that did this and did that. Imagine you're standing in front of your children, and most of them have children. You're standing in front of your children and this is what you're mirroring. Are you mirroring manipulation? Are you mirroring lying? Are you mirroring plagiarism? Are you mirroring stealing someone else's work? Are you mirroring doing witchcraft and divinations? Are you mirroring using government resources and military things against everyday citizens and people who you're supposed to be protecting? Are you mirroring as men that you should have no regard for the lives of women and children? Are you taking actions that are perpetuating the game and perpetuating the matrix and perpetuating the system and perpetuating the racists? Y'all are so gung-ho for white race and black race. You all who are the ones who are teaching that created race. You created race theory. You created racists. Just like Christians are Christ followers, you are followers of race. The scripture, the word says there are 70 nations total. Today we have so many countries and territories and regions, but the word says there are 70 nations. You could identify by your nation, by your nationality, by your tribe, by your ethnicity, by your customs. People identify by the color of their clothes. And for those who make graven images, even no disregard to scripture that came through, for example, Dr. King, but the word says no graven images and so it also says that people would worship men who came in their own name more than they would worship Elohim, more than they would worship Messiah. But he did say a word inspired by Elohim that one day he had a vision that people would, I'm not, for lack of a better word, I'm not going to say reverence, but people will recognize people based on the content of their character, not the color of their skin. Not colorism. Yes, we have pale skinned people out here. Yes, we have a darker skinned people out here. Yes, we have ruddy skin in every shade in between that matches the earth. However, to Elohim, it's not that the amount of melanin in your skin doesn't matter, because it has a purpose. At the same time, those who want to continue to teach that it over as though that's the focus, when what Elohim's desire is should be the focus for every person. Every person is created for something, created for a reason. So I just pray that people go out here and live a life that is pleasing to Elohim, and that Elohim, because his word said he desires for all to be saved. So that his desire is the desire of leaders, his desire of presidents, his desire of dignitaries, his desire of governments and nations, his desire of people groups, his desire of servants and disciples and people of faith, that they would too desire what Elohim desires, and that he will be well pleased, and that he would flow through them as they see fit. You don't have to. I understand. I appreciate also people trying to get messages to me in a righteous way, to let know, yeah, I heard this, or I'm showing you it's this person. On the other side of that, on the other side of that, I appreciate those who have a genuine heart and working towards Elohim and seeing his desires fulfilled, and them being who he created them to be. You're not me, and I'm not you. And the barking as like little chihuahuas of, like, the pettiness and the back and forth with regards to journalism, with regards to media, with regards to politics, with regards to content creators, with regards to people wanting to be on top or not, with regards to providing, if possibly, be at peace with all men. So even as with regard to the shooting, providing peace for those families, with regards to, the word says, with all that you get an understanding. And wisdom is a principal thing. And so may they know the whole matter with wisdom and understanding, so that they can have peace. Because they may celebrate the Gregorian holy days, and maybe it'll be a nice bit of a blessing from Elohim for that. That's a Jewish thing to give a blessing, but it's biblical, it's Hebraic. So may you have shalom in your homes, in your neighborhoods, and in your communities, and in your cities. There is shalom in the Shemaim, and there is shalom wherever Elohim is. And so may they have that shalom, but also may not only those with regards to the shooting, Father, but also in these platforms, in these places, in these spaces that you created people for different purposes. They have titles at for example, physical churches, for a reason. Some might be called by victory, some might be called by grace, some are called by love, because they each have a specific mission and focus that Elohim has placed on the hearts and the souls and the minds of his people to attend to. It's like, I personally am not an evangelist, but I'm a disciple. So it is my purpose to attend to the things of the discipleship of Messiah. So my name is my name, it's not yours. My character is my character, it's not yours. My traits are mine, they're not yours. They belong to Elohim, and I belong to him. And will flow out and pour out accordingly. So peace to those, and peace to the cities, Father, and peace with regards to, like, leadership, that they would be able to represent you as Yehoshua said, as for me and my house, they will serve Elohim. They will serve Elohim. Those needing it with regards to the Shalom for tomorrow and for their coming new year, because our new year doesn't start yet, but their coming new year. And even those with regards to the other person as to why they would go and do something. Wisdom says there was severity behind that others may not have known about. That would lead a man or lead a person to go and do that to another person. So there may be their shalom all around for those involved. It reminded me of something that happened with teachers and other things, and that was one of the things that Elohim had me pray there. Maybe their shalom for their children and the wives and the family, and those impacted by that. Because as the word says, one suffers, all suffers. People witness and people see these things, and it's not just that that it has no impact. As with money only being really influenced and not necessarily backed by gold, may the impact be that for Elohim's esteem. I focus on the word, and I say that because, as I said, my specific purpose, one of them, and focus given by Elohim is the discipleship of Messiah. So it is my responsibility to always point something to Messiah and always think and consider him in every circumstance. Shalom to you all. And Yahuah, may you be esteemed in all things. In this day and in this season. And everything that is unfolding. Because your word won't return void. And I thank you. Love you. Have your way. And do what only you can do. Peace.